Another post-movement workout Tai Chi video for y'all, and this is a nice one in regards to what living in the now or living in the timeless reality of this present moment means for your future. And I was just reflecting on this kind of funny idea. First, it was on the topic of basic income, everyone getting provided a basic income. Canada's looking to do this, a lot of countries in the world are looking to do this, and really just the needs of all humans met by way of our own government, our own collective community, as a natural birthright for each individual. And then expanding from this, we could look at that. We could also look at the idea that the idea of being successful, achieving your dreams, living some successful life, being an entrepreneur, having a nice car, all of the things we typically come to know in the material world. Naturally, this is becoming much more readily accessible and available for the common person. It's just spreading exponentially. Every new day you have teenagers becoming millionaires, or people succeeding and doing things that they never thought they could do, especially over the past 5 to 7 years as we really opened up into this kind of personal development craze and scene, and a product of the natural awakening. And there's many other examples of this, but really what we're getting at here is that collectively in consciousness we find that the ability for the collective to achieve and succeed and do all these great things that have been idolized or put only for the select few or the celebrities is now available for the masses. Now, what does this mean? Well, when it comes to spiritual seeking and the process of awakening to this now moment, to this one present source, coming to the subjective realization of the creator of this moment, which is you, the source of your own subjective experience, this present experience, this timeless now moment. When we actually sink into that for a moment, no pun intended, we find ourselves recognizing that all the things we've placed so much importance on, like achieving and standing out and getting approval by succeeding and creating some dream and reality and manifesting all these things, a lot of times this has to do with the nature of how it compares to others, or how to be first, or how to be to kind of put your stake in the ground of how individual and unique you are. When in reality, if these things are becoming available to all, then what real value do they have in that regard anymore? How much value do they really have in the regard of what we thought they would bring us, the status, the kind of hierarchical success compared to everyone else, this kind of ongoing perpetual idea that we need to get ours and other people need to get theirs. There's a winner and there's a loser, and if I don't get mine, I'm not going to succeed, I'm not going to survive, because a lot of this does have to do with survival. And yet we have a really construed idea as to what is actually required for survival. So all this to say, when we're living in the present now, when we recognize that this moment is the only moment that actually has anything for us, that the way in which we experience ourselves here in this now reality, this now experience, is really all that we're ever going to get. It's never going to get any better than this. It's not going anywhere. There's really nowhere to go. We're living in an infinite, eternal timeline if we believe we're beyond this mind and body. If we still believe we're just a mind and body, well then naturally there will be a rush. There will be this time ticker on the scale that makes this desire for needing to succeed and needing to achieve and needing to create all the safety as possible, to then retire and live a life of ease until you die. This is very illusionary, because we really are eternal, immortal beings as a soul, and that's very practical, especially as you dive deeper into yourself and you realize the true nature. And so, all in all, living in this now, living in this present, living just as this experience, whatever this may be, we come to recognize that this is all we could ever ask for. This is all we could ever get. And what it means for our future is that our hopes and dreams and desires and the pictures and the vision wall and all these things really don't mean anything. They can manifest, they certainly can. And many times if you're envisioning it and you're living in alignment with your truth, they naturally will. Though they're not going to change anything about this moment. Nothing's going to bring anything more than this moment. It's really useless if we're looking at it in regards to that. It could be useful in regards to creating some sort of acknowledgement, leaving some legacy, being well known, all of this. And when we come to the recognition of this now moment, that's when we actually can serve from a real place. So then from that sense, these things may have a great value in their service. Though until then, we have to question. And if they're bringing suffering or bringing nervousness or anticipation, feeling resistance, fear, well, the question, once again, contemplate and inquire. What is the nature of this moment? What's really here? So, hope you enjoyed that. Deep love. Peace.